The YouTube community has something of a dark past when it comes to how folks have treated younger creators. Yes, sadly, historically speaking, we've seen many child and teenage YouTubers share their creativity to this platform only to be picked on and bullied, sometimes even harassed by older users. Today we'll be taking a look at what happened to some of these infamous bullied child YouTubers, from SammyClassicSonicFan all the way to Rebecca Black. These are the bullied children of YouTube. Today's video is sponsored by Rocket Money. With everything being subscription-based these days, it's pretty easy to lose track of where your funds are going. Rocket can help you get a grasp on these subscriptions and clearly let you know where your money's going and why. This personal finance app allows you to manage subscriptions to lower bills, build a budget, and grow savings all in one place. I personally use Rocket Money to get rid of unwanted subscriptions to news publications that I sometimes have to subscribe to when I'm researching for these videos. You know, you gotta subscribe to see like one article and then you just forget you ever subscribed to it and you're getting charged $5 a month for whatever reason. Rocket's app also allows you to get a clear visual of your net worth, with all assets, personal debts, retirement funds, and savings showcased in a legible dashboard setting. And not only are you getting a premier budgeting app, you're getting robust credit monitoring as well. Rocket keeps you up to date with your credit score and notifies you if there's ever any change and why that change occurred. So it's time for you to save some money and join the other 5 million plus Rocket members that are out there. Go to rocketmoney.com/wavy or click the link in the description to get started for free or unlock even more features with premium. In a weird way, SammyClassicSonicFan is one of the most mocked yet simultaneously beloved figures online, and his story showcases both the good and evil capable of random internet users from across the world. In April of 2013, a 14-year-old kid by the name of Sammy Thomas started a YouTube channel known as SammyClassicSonicFan. He would begin uploading videos centered on Nintendo and Sega games.
What the heck, Nintendo? What is so wrong about that? Oh, what? Because I prefer Nintendo? That makes me bad? That doesn't even make sense!
Sammy would upload more and more in the following few months, and some of his most rage-filled videos, they started to get attention from the public for, less than favorable reasons. The first of these was Stop Criticizing the Wii U, where Sammy defends the console from complaints that the public was making.
And you know what? I've had enough of the freaking criticism! Stop criticizing the Wii U! It makes me so freaking mad! I'm not freaking enough! Why do we have to deal with this? Why do we have to deal with this? You freaking fricks!
On July 15th, 2013, Sammy would upload a video that got far more attention than anything else he had ever published. Stop Hating on Sonic was the video that catapulted Sammy from being a small, obscure creator to a full-blown internet meme, and it happened almost overnight. His over-the-top anger and slew of quotable lines in this video cemented Sammy in online culture as a meme.
Sonic is not trash anymore. I know it's kind of hard to believe after we got that monstrosity, Sonic 06. And I don't care what you guys say. Oh, Sonic 06 was a good game. Sonic 06, best Sonic game ever. Idiots! I know Sonic isn't what he used to be, and he probably never will be. But guess what? He's good again. Isn't that enough? Scum!
He became so infamous that he started receiving attention from YouTube gaming and commentary community creators, such as Chad Tronic and even PewDiePie.
It's what Sonic's about!
You never know when he's gonna strike. He's basically the Tyler 1 of of Nintendo reviews.
These creators, alongside many others, posted reaction videos that became popular in their own right, circulating Sammy's content even further. Today, the latest upload of Sammy's infamous rant video sits at over 3 million views. Sammy's video granted him quite a bit of infamy, and even worse, it made him a popular target for trolling. Even at this point of widespread recognition, the popularity of Stop Hating on Sonic would soon be surpassed by a second Sonic-themed rant video called Rant Against the Sonic Fanbase, You All Ruined Sonic.
I am so freaking mad! No, I am so freaking mad! I mean, you guys have officially made me lose my marbles! Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You freaking freaks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? You've ruined the Sonic series! The Sonic series is dead because of a Sonic fan base! I will forever hate the Sonic fan base! They ruined everything! Ruined everything! I'm tired of this! The Sonic series is ruined thanks to you guys! You freaking freaks! Why do we need a Sonic Adventure 3? Why do we need that? Why? Tell me! Tell me now!
It was this video that solidified Sammy as an internet meme for years to come. And from then on, he would be consistently followed by a group of dedicated trolls. Not long afterwards, his address and phone number were doxed, and his family became aware of what he was doing online. Afterwards, all of Sammy's videos were set to private mode, and he soon vanished from the internet in late December of 2013, leaving behind various messages blaming the trolls for this development. He says, "Hello there, all my fans. Unfortunately, my parents have been viewing all the trolling people have been doing to me, including all the videos made about me. They have come to the decision that I must stop making videos for YouTube because they think it's unsafe for me having all of you trolls around. I must stop making videos. I know this is sad for you loyal fans, especially since my 50th video was almost complete, but you can blame all my haters. Thanks a lot, you trolls. I have made all my videos private, so sorry. Thank you all for watching my videos. I like to make them and they took a lot of time to make. Bye." In the backlash of all of this, Sammy's mother would make a statement issuing it to the online public, and she told these trolls that she would be going to the authorities about the developments surrounding her son. She also told the trolls to stop criticizing her parenting skills. You are correct in guessing that we will be notifying the police. I do not know if you have done anything illegal, but I do know that you have violated our rights to privacy in your actions. You have clearly taken an obsession to my son, who clearly does not understand the gravity of his actions. I hope that you never have a brother, a son, or a friend who struggles with the social implications of living with autism or any other developmental disability. We are a normal family doing the best we can to raise our children to be responsible, tolerant, and loving adults. And before you continue to bash our parenting skills, I'm quite certain that your parents would be appalled to know how you spend your time on the internet as well. If they are not, then I pity your future even more so. But even with his videos gone, Sammy's reputation persisted. His backlog was soon re-uploaded by archive channels, and onlookers remained ever curious to what will become of the guy. Shortly after Sammy's disappearance, he would re-emerge, multiple times in fact, using other channels. He would publish private update videos to a new YouTube channel called Snoopy Flying A64, which his many trollish followers would quickly discover and leak the contents of. For the next 2 years, this would be a continuous cycle, as Sammy continued to create content on new hosting grounds and would find himself consistently provoked into engaging with his detractors. He would try to formally return to the internet, and then shortly after these efforts, he would withdraw back to his private life, just because he was being harassed so much. Some of these events included Sammy making a rant video against an Encyclopedia Dramatica article that had been created regarding him.
Honestly, Encyclopedia Dramatica, I mean, how has this site not been banned from the internet yet? Because, I mean, they don't even say anything kind. I mean, what the frick? And not only that, but, I mean, they freaking compare me to this person called Christian Chandler. I mean, what the frick?
At a glance, very little seemed to be changing in terms of Sammy's personality and emotional development. But if we look deeper, we find that Sammy starts to mature a bit and mellow out. He revealed in a series of blog posts that he was now attending public school after a long period of homeschooling, and he had since made a lot of friends and was beginning to embrace a regular social life. Sammy goes to high school. Status report number 1. It's actually not that bad. I haven't encountered any bullies yet. I hope it stays that way. I have plenty of friends, such as BowserMan101, and others whose names I shall not mention to protect their privacy. Not to mention I have acquainted with quite a few people. Education-wise, I'm off to an easy start, although it will intensify as the year progresses. But there have been some occasions where I left behind my binders containing my homework. At first, the passing periods were hard to adjust to, but I eventually learned to manage. Overall, I've been having a pretty good time so far. I prefer online school because of the flexible schedule I had, but this is what's best for me in my opinion. Well, I hope I answered many questions today. In February of 2016, Sammy would return to the internet again, publishing a video that showcased just how much he had truly changed.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy the Classic Sonic fan. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous to be making this, but as some of you may know, in recent years, I've just been intermittently leaving and appearing back on YouTube, taking breaks for months at a time. And I think I've raised quite a few concerns. I mean, the truth is, and I guess I've been struggling with this illness for years, but it worsened early last year, and that is depression. And in this time, I've lost interest and motivation I've had in all sorts of activities, including gaming and even making YouTube videos.
This update was originally posted privately through a link on his Twitter, but was soon mirrored by the well-established archive channels that existed online. Unlike before, Sammy was met with encouragement from people who wished him well and commended him on maturing as much as he had. Later that same year, Sammy would pop back onto the internet again, this time via a Reddit AMA. In this AMA, Sammy would state that he no longer felt depressed and had been living an offline life. He had gotten his driver's license, started working a formal job at a recreational center, and that while he still enjoyed the same creative outlets, he had no plans to return to them online at any time soon, adding that he didn't think he had the personality of an entertainer. 4 days later, Sammy would delete his official YouTube channel under the explanation that it created too much work for him. Though despite his channel being deleted, he would continue to give the public a window into his private life through his Instagram page. On this page, Sammy would eventually reveal that he was attending Purdue University for a computer science degree, and he also would showcase his day-to-day life and activities that he participated in with his friends at college. Sammy had also begun dating and would take pictures and show off his girlfriend Julie. To many, it seemed like Sammy had fully embraced living a normal offline life and had totally abandoned his internet roots with no plans to return, but that proved not to be the case.
It's time for the Sammy Show. Waka waka, jazz hands.
In June of 2018, Sammy would return to the world of online content creation with a brand new YouTube channel, and uploaded content reminiscent of his older videos, yet with a bit of self-awareness instilled that wasn't there in the OG uploads. It seemed that at this point that Sammy may have started to come to terms with his status as a living meme and started rolling with the joke. I mean, this becomes even more evident after videos surfaced that showcased videos of Sammy's classmates and friends, you know, kind of poking fun of him in real life about the old videos and him just kind of, you know, going with it.
That was me when I was 14 years old. As you can see, I was very passionate about this subject.
Sammy continued releasing intermittent content for some time, but in April of 2019, he would see a new wave of publicity, as this is when that infamous Sonic movie trailer was released. And everybody sees the god-awful Sonic render and they're like, holy shit, what are Sammy's thoughts about this? Like, are we about to get another iconic rant video? This prompted PewDiePie to make a video covering Sammy, and Pewds would even go on to invite Sammy to collaborate for a meme review episode centered on Sonic memes.
A few years later, Sammy has grown up and he returned. And it is an experience.
Tell that I was going to be really excited about that, especially Sonic Mania. I was basically saying, hey, I have something planned for that because I do have something.
It's just great. Went from Frick to your daughter calls me daddy too. Our little Sonic fan Frick has grown up. Sheds a single tear. He's gotten so calm over the years. I'm so proud of him. Our little Frick has become Lil Hot. What the hell? Memes.
3 days later, Sammy responded directly by acknowledging this development on his Instagram and even publicly accepted PewDiePie's request. However, nothing more seemed to have come out of this situation, as no such video featuring the two ever materialized.
He pulled my Instagram shortly after he made the video, and I sent him a message saying, yeah, man, let's do this meme review. Come on, let's do it. Never got a response.
Even still, Sammy's new attitude of embracing being a living meme led to him to interact with many others in the online community around this time, including Chad Tronic, whose videos were largely what helped popularize Sammy in the first place. The two made a series of crossover videos reacting to Sammy's old content together, and they also conducted an interview. In this interview, Sammy confirms that he did reach out to PewDiePie directly to accept his offer to host Meme Review, but apparently PewDiePie never got back to him.
I remember the day that happened, you know, people were like blowing up my messages like, Sammy, you got on PewDiePie's channel.
Is that how you found out about it? Like all your friends were just like messaging you and be like, Sammy, Sammy, Sammy.
Yeah, because I don't even watch PewDiePie really. I just heard it. Well, obviously I have respect for the guy, of course, but obviously, like, the running joke is that I never responded. I responded.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I think your message just must have got lost in communication or something, or who knows? PewDiePie is busy. He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
He pulled my Instagram shortly after he made the video, and I sent him a message saying, yeah, man, let's do this meme review. Come on, let's do it. Never got a response. Apparently he unfollowed me at some point, so it's like, okay then.
What the heck, PewDiePie? What the heck, bro?
Shortly after these appearances, Sammy would go on to create a love letter to his older content by continuing his SammyClassicSonicFan Adventure series, publishing the SammyClassicSonicFan Adventure 3. While this video wouldn't quite get the viral attention that his early work did, taking a glance at the comments section, you can see that this is one of the most positively regarded Sammy uploads to date, with many fans complimenting Sammy on how much he had grown as a person and in life. As time passed, Sammy would create more videos on both his YouTube channel and Instagram page, and he interacted with his community further. In 2023, a longtime friend of Sammy would make a documentary on Sammy's internet antics over the years and hosted an interview with him. In this interview, Sammy candidly reflects on his time as an online infamous figure. And I gotta be honest, it's hard to watch this and not feel proud for Sammy.
Yeah, you said earlier that you're close to graduating, so like, are you still attending IUPUI? Like, how's your educational journey going?
So I don't do traditional college anymore. I'm doing WGU, which is like an online college. That just works best for me because I don't live as close to Indianapolis as I did previously. So this is just what works for me, but it also is allowing me to progress towards my degree faster.
What degree are you going for now?
Yeah, so now I'm wanting to get a teaching degree, specifically like special education.
2 months later, Sammy would post a video to his own YouTube channel giving a tour of his new apartment, and he seemed in positive spirits regarding his current life circumstances.
Long time no see. This is Sammy Zenith, and today I am doing a new vlog because it's been a while since I've done a new one. Yeah, I can show you guys around a bit. Pardon me if it's a bit messy. It's nicer than my previous apartment for sure. Look, it even comes with an Alexa. This is my room. I haven't really actually hung stuff up yet. As for what I've been up to today, Well, pretty soon I'm going with one of my friends to the Three Dog Bakery in Noblesville. You know, for her and my friend, she has her own dog that she's bringing with her.
However, this would be one of the last videos that Sammy would ever release. Less than 2 weeks later, he would make a post on Instagram announcing his official retirement from the internet. Hey everyone, I was told not to say announce anything, but I'm doing this for closure. I'm going to be retiring not just from my Instagram, but everything else too, including YouTube. I need to get out of the public eye not just for my welfare, but for the safety of my loved ones too. I thought I escaped the dangers that come with social media, but I couldn't have been more wrong. But it's still been a fun 10-year ride, and thanks to all my supporters. I'm going to enjoy a more private life, as I should have committed to a long time ago. I still aspire to do great things in the world too, but in order to do so, I must let go of the past. Don't worry, I'll be okay, and so will you. God, it just brings a tear to your eye, man. As of today, Sammy has yet to reappear on any of his social media accounts, and it's unclear exactly what caused this sudden change of heart. Some insight into his sudden departure comes in the form of a comment that was left shortly before he left. Sammy would reply in the comments section of his latest videos saying that he had become a substitute teacher. It's possible that his internet history may have been discovered and could have posed a risk to his employment. Or perhaps it's as simple as trolls still go out of their way to harass Sammy even 10 years later. Whatever the case, this final address from Sammy seems to be the end of the SammyClassicSonicFan story for good. In closing the Sammy story, I just want to say how happy I am for this kid. Going from almost unanimously bullied to working on himself, hustling in real life, and winning over not only his biggest trolls, but also garnering a genuine unironic fan base that appreciated his positivity. Best of luck to you, Sammy. The youngest child bullying victim on this list is ironically the individual who handled it the best. This is the story of Misha, the Pokemon Go kid, and how he tricked the YouTube commentary community, gaining fame and fortune along the way. In 2016, there was no escaping the Pokemon Go craze. The highly anticipated game was released to much fanfare, and it took over the world. Many in the online landscape would rush in to capitalize off the hype of the game by creating content surrounding it as well. One of these people would be Mikhail Florian, otherwise known as Misha, with his viral hit, the Pokemon Go song.
I play Pokemon Go.
Misha was only 5 years old at the start of his channel and would begin to establish himself as a musician with the help of his older brother, Uldrick. Uldrick was an experienced composer going by the name of Metadon online. Together, the two would create music that Misha would then perform on his channel, while his brother handled the technical side of production. At the time, Misha's songs were all sung in the Czech language and were centered around popular video games like League of Legends, Minecraft, CSGO, and Hearthstone.
Já miluju Minecraft, je to můj svět, ve kterým jsem rád. Já rád těžím cobblestone, diamanty a redstone. Minecraft miluju, je to lepší svět, než ten, ve kterým žiju. A hlavně tam nejsou žádný mossy.
With the more limited section of Czech content due to the smaller pool of creators to produce videos for in the language, Misha was able to stand out and garner a lot of attention from local viewers within the country. These songs launched him into the spotlight, making Misha one of the most popular creators in the Czech Republic, even to the point where him and his brother began hosting live shows in the area and performing. You know, these shows featuring an audience of rabid children just in love with the guy. This celebrity status in the Czech Republic would soon expand to a worldwide audience. As their recognition grew, it seemed that the next logical step to grow their following would be to release songs in English, since this was the predominant language on YouTube and, you know, would open up your viewer base quite a bit. And this is exactly what they would go on to do. Their decision to switch over to making English music just so happened to coincide with the massive publicity of Pokemon Go, and with their channel's focus on games, the next step was pretty obvious for them.
I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go. When I wake up, I'm grabbing my phone. I wanna catch them all.
The Pokemon Go song was released on July 16th of 2016 and went viral almost overnight. Today, the song has nearly 100 million views. Now, the Pokemon Go song is not perfect by any stretch. It's been criticized for having simplistic and repetitive lyrics, and the music video is a bit strange as well. But all the quirks aside, it was a catchy jingle and got stuck in people's heads and became viral as a result of this. The YouTube commentary community, which has been featured quite a bit in this video, was seeing its peak in popularity at this time. So when the Pokemon Go song exploded in popularity and suddenly appeared in the recommended tab of millions, it wouldn't be long before this community would take notice of Misha.
Pokemon Go song. Well, I played Pokemon Go. This might actually be a really good YouTube video. I mean, YouTube is recommending it to me. I'm sure this video is going to be a really creative and artsy song.
I'm back. I play Pokemon Go every day.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. This might actually be one of the worst YouTube videos I've ever seen in my entire life.
And what much of these commentary channels like to do was make fun of cringy videos, specifically those made by cringeworthy kids. Leafeus here, Pyrocynical, and PewDiePie were just a handful of the many large creators that discussed Misha's videos and took jabs at him. Usually what you see in a situation like this is that the backlash is just too overwhelming for a child to maintain on the internet. But unlike many other child stars that were the targets of bullying that came before Misha, the pressure didn't really seem to affect him in the slightest bit. In fact, you could even say it emboldened him. Misha and his brother Metadon would play into the drama community antics by directly responding to them in a video about a month after Misha being initially targeted. This song being called Cyberbully Channels Are Cancer, which called out Leafy, Ricegum, Pyrocynical, and Keemstar by name.
You are now about to witness the strength of kids' knowledge. Cyberbully channels are cancer. Cyberbully channels are cancer. Leafy is an asshole. Leafy is a retard. Leafy is an asshole who bullies little kids. Ha! Leafy is here. Pyrocynical. Ricegum and Keemstar, they are all retards. Cyberbully channels are cancer.
It seemed that Misha and his family recognized the potential of so many channels discussing him, and they decided to play into the joke. They would ride the attention that these suckers online were giving him. I mean, why not? This sequence of events had turned the Pokemon Go song into his most popular upload, and it was continuing to grow in views. Misha would later express that the negative attention didn't bother him all too much, and given that his brother wrote the songs and his father managed his music career, it's quite likely that Misha was just doing as he was instructed to by his family and was able to separate himself from the situation. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that Misha was able to compartmentalize the hate that he received, and was very much aware that his controversial status is what made him popular. So he would continue to take advantage of the commentary community, making multiple videos attempting to bait them out, calling them haters, making diss tracks against other YouTubers, as well as going out of his way to make songs about controversial subjects in an effort to intentionally, insert himself into drama. For a while, this tactic worked very well, and many of the site's most popular commentators regularly discussed Misha. But as time went on, his name would slowly become a stale topic, and eventually, his efforts to continue to appeal to the commentary community wouldn't yield the same results that they did back in the day. This issue is only compounded after the commentary community suddenly pivoted away from discussing cringe content after the demonetization system was put into place. YouTube as a whole started cracking down on people bullying kids. With him being talked about less, Misha's name faded from the commentary scene almost as quickly as it had arrived. With the commentary honeypot now dried up, Misha would begin to shift his style a bit. As Misha grew older, he would refine his singing skills and began composing his own music without his brother's help. The young man taking a more professional tone for the majority of his work going forward.
Baby, got me feeling so incredible. Came into my life and wrecked every plan that I had. Yeah, you got me feeling so incredible. So incredible. Yeah. Looking up at the stars, falling just like we are. Got me unknown, making me feel like it's just us.
Every now and then, Misha would return to making absurd one-off songs reminiscent of his older days, but the bulk of his new work didn't reflect this in nature. The kid was growing up. Despite Misha being largely forgotten by the internet, he has released several albums in recent years. These albums being Unimaginable Feelings, Not the One, as well as singles and an EP called Beautiful. However, it seemed that embracing his past infamy and playing into the hate has led to the majority of his old subscriber base to become uninterested in his new work. This is often the curse of having an ironic following, since most who were introduced to him in the commentary community had no genuine attachment to his music outside of laughing at it. So in a messed up way, Misha kind of hurt himself by becoming a more talented and, professional artist. You hate to see it, but it's not all bad. The quality of his new music has gone on to surpass his older content in almost every way. And to be honest, I have to say that Misha is a legitimately good solo artist these days. His modern work continues to remain obscure, with him getting about 5,000 monthly Spotify listeners. Despite his decline in popularity and infamy, Misha remains appreciated by the small portion of his following that have stuck around long enough to see his growth as a person, and has grown up into a young man with masterful musical talent. If you're interested in seeing what he's up to, I recommend you go check out his channel because there's some great stuff on there. But that was the story of how Misha essentially bamboozled the commentary community to become famous in a way. I guess you could say it's a case when getting bullied works out for you.
Hey, it's your boy, Justin. Check a little, some buckets.
In early 2009, a 16-year-old boy by the name of Justin Tsimbidis would emerge on YouTube. He went by the online handle Tsimbidis. His content was relatively simplistic in nature, as you would expect from a teenager publishing a video back in 2009. But what made him stand out was his strange physical appearance.
Yo, look at a picture of Bullied Chicken Little, Justin, aka Tsimbidis, Tsimbidis, whatever you like to call me. I just like to say thank you for watching a couple of my videos. I know they all about videos and me dancing, but I'm just telling you right now, there's a lot more shit to come.
Justin suffered from progeria, a rare genetic disease that causes rapid aging in children, leading to a variety of developmental problems and in many cases premature death. The average lifespan for those with the condition is around 15 to 20 years, and paired with the highly visible effect on the bodies of these individuals, the disease is considered quite the tragic affliction. Those with it often struggle to fit in and receive ridicule because of their looks, all while facing a shorter than average lifespan. Although Justin himself seemed to be largely undeterred by this dark cloud over his life. On his channel, Justin could be seen dancing around carelessly and making nonsensical uploads around whatever he seemed to want to do that day.
I take this time in my videos to make a few shout-outs. ICP, Slipknot, I like to give a shout-out to Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. This is about someone special. You know who you love.
Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We can do it real big, bigger than you ain't done it.
Now today, I like to talk about the YouTube hit star Fred. Now, see, I'm becoming the next YouTube hit star, so there can only be one. I think personally, he's a moron. And the creator of Fred, I'm talking to you. First of all, your voice sounds gay and squeaky.
Developmentally, Justin's condition had little effect on his mental capabilities, so this content was just him having fun and, engaging in a hobby he wanted to entertain people online. According to Justin, he had first started creating videos after his mother had bought a video camera to record a baseball game. He would then utilize the camera afterwards himself and made many of the videos that would inevitably be on the Tsimbidis YouTube channel.
So, tell us, from the very beginning, not from the beginning when you were born, because nobody cares about all that, when you started YouTube, how did all this begin?
Okay, so in 2009, I got the brilliant idea to start making videos for whatever reason.
Right.
And I just picked up the camera and started dancing to music and doing interviews to myself.
With yourself.
It all happened because before I turned 16, my mom bought me a camera for my birthday.
Right.
And she bought it early because we went to a baseball game.
Right.
So she bought it to take pictures. But I used it after to start making videos.
Yeah, tons of videos.
Originally, Justin was under the impression that his content was private by default, and later stated that he created it for his friends only. However, as many of you know, this isn't the case, and all of his videos were just posted publicly. His unique appearance and odd antics caught the attention of many online, especially because back in the day on YouTube, you really just didn't see a lot of people publishing videos that had physical deformities or disabilities like this. And sadly, you know, it's one of those things where he looks different, let's make fun of him. Unfortunately, Justin soon found himself the target of ridicule from the YouTube masses. His videos would circulate by word of mouth, and some online blogs from the time shared his content. His appearance and actions in videos innately drew in many who wished to bully him, leading to a plethora of comments and video replies made at his expense. Some of these commented on the feeding tube attachment that was added to his stomach in case his condition worsened. People bullied him, saying that he had a stomach penis. It's said that one night, while reading these comments, Justin reached his breaking point and made a video directly responding to the hate called "Fuck Bitches and Haters." This proved to be quite the incendiary piece of content.
Y'all people who are subscribing to me, if you have a problem with me, say something to me. Don't comment on my shit. You gotta fuck off, bunch of losers. Fuck y'all. Juggle on homies. Up. Tsimbidis.
On June 1st of 2009, his social media presence was discovered by 4chan's B-Board, who began spamming his face throughout the site as a joke, and they were calling Justin the King of B. This online bullying turned to harassment, with some tracking down his personal information and uncovering his private MySpace page. Trolls from 4chan would pester these accounts, asking them about Justin and harassing them. Justin's phone number would be uncovered, and he was soon flooded with calls. Many callers claimed to have been a part of the group Anonymous. Needless to say, Justin's mother was not pleased.
So I went viral that night. I went home. I went to bed, and the next day, I had a group calling me. And it was a group calling themselves Anonymous. I don't think it's the real Anonymous.
Right.
I think it was just a troll group, and then they started calling that morning. I deleted everything. They were calling me, threatening my friends for information about me.
On the morning following this, he deleted his YouTube account and other social media, and it appeared that Tsimbidis was gone for good. As time passed after his departure, rumors that he had died began to pop up. You know, people, given the nature of his condition, I believe people just sort of assumed that he had passed away, and that's why he stopped uploading. Although despite this, his life seemingly would go on otherwise unaffected by this recent string of events. In the following few years, he graduated high school and got a job at a company that many of his friends worked for. It's said that he rose through the ranks and got a manager position. He spent most of his free time privately indulging in his interests, which included wrestling, the NFL, and later collecting Funko Pops. Even so, his original content had been quickly re-uploaded and continued to receive attention long after he had left the internet. And this would result in him becoming a legend of sorts. And people would spot him out in the streets and ask to take photos with him, proving that he was in fact still alive. 3 years after his disappearance, Justin would return to social media, creating a Twitter account in mid-2012 in an effort to engage further with his hobbies. Some would stumble upon this account and ask the creator of it for proof that he was indeed Justin Tsimbidis or Tsimbidis. But Justin refrained from doing so at this time as he didn't want to regain infamy or stoke any of those old flames. He just kind of wanted to exist. Even still, many new photos of him were now available, which helped rebut the claims of his death. However, the limited visibility of this account led many to be left left in the dark about what really happened to Simfuckus. These encounters continued and even resulted in several TV and radio programs taking an interest in featuring him as a guest. The support Justin was now receiving prompted him to create an Instagram account, which soon led to him gaining a following that was much more positive than his original viewer base. Then another stroke of luck. Around the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, Justin was laid off from his job, and he decided that this was the perfect time for him to make a formal return to content creation on YouTube. During this second rodeo, he would make videos centered around his hobbies of wrestling and Funko Pops, as well as branching out into making reaction videos and unboxing content.
What's up, guys? Today I'm reacting to Tutu by 6ix9ine, and I swear if he's wearing a tutu, I'm shutting it off. This man has his hair in the Statue of Liberty headpiece design, whatever, and it looked like he was in like a circle for the Looney Tunes or the Adventures of whatever you call it. What is this man doing?
He would go on to state that he was happy with where his content had gotten him and that he regrets having left the internet at all, since he now has learned to cope with the backlash and feels more confident.
But if you're asking if I regret making the videos, I would say no.
No, do you regret leaving? I know you don't regret making the videos, but do you regret leaving all that time?
I do.
You do.
I should have stuck it out.
You think you could have went the 11 odd whatever years, just keep going?
Yeah, because eventually I would have grown up.
Right.
And I would have stopped at one point with the dancing, but I still would have had a big following.
Right. You feel like your audience would have seen you grow into Pokemon and into the other interests you would have had and whatever.
Justin stated that he enjoys life and that if he were to die at any given moment, he would be regret-free and, feeling as if he had lived a fulfilled life.
And if I go tomorrow, I could say I lived a happy life.
Right. And if you go tomorrow, there's a few pops that I think should be in my name and a few things that I think Maurice will want. So just make sure you write it. Actually, write it down tonight in case you do go tomorrow. Make sure everything's going to the proper people.
Yeah, I'm gonna make out my bill.
Justin continues to post content to the internet via tweets, Instagram, and YouTube, and he has a sizable following on TikTok as well. Justin has stated now he just wants to continue his online presence and hopefully be an inspiration to those out there who have his condition or others out there who are simply afraid of publishing content out of fear of being judged. Many of you watching are probably flabbergasted to know that Justin is even still alive, as I remember there being quite the prominent rumor back in the day that he did die. No, he's still out there and honestly just seems like one of the chillest dudes on social media. I recommend you all go check out his socials. And personally speaking, as a big fan of the old videos, a big shout out to Simfuckus.
Okay, I'm Giovanna Plowman, and this is the period video.
In the early 2010s, shock content was very much still in vogue on the internet, with folks everywhere you looked participating in dangerous activities and gross out stunts for attention. One of the most notorious perpetrators around this time was Tampon Girl. On January 19th of 2013, a teenage girl named Giovanna Plowman shocked the world when she uploaded a video onto Facebook of herself putting a seemingly used tampon into her mouth and sucking on it for several minutes while the song 212 by Azealia Banks plays in the background.
Okay, I'm Giovanna Plowman, and this is the period video. I just want to say, I'm not pulling any tricks. As you can see, there's nothing here. There's nothing on the floor. Just a normal bathroom. So, okay. Here it is. Ew, it's so nasty.
Uptown, you know what's up or don't you? Word of who made ya? I'm a rude bitch, nigga. What are you made of?
As disturbing as it was, the public was left confused. Many questioned why a person would do such a thing, if the video was real, and if so, who is this chick?
I know I just did a video about that gross tampon sucking, whatever you call her. You know, I was feeling kind of sad for the bitch. I figured maybe she did that wanting some, maybe a little attention, you know, maybe somebody said, oh. I said, oh, shit. You make me sick. You do shit like that because you want a little attention. You telling goddamn people, y'all send me an Instagram picture, and if I like it, who gives a what you like, you goddamn tampon sucking bitch?
These videos would take the internet by storm, and reaction videos were created by many online, which only served to spread it even more. Even celebrities like Ariana Grande had said that she had seen the video and had made comments about it on social media. So who is and what is the real story behind the individual known as Tampon Girl? What is the motivation of someone to do this? Well, from what is known, Giovanna Plowman was a girl who had wanted to become Facebook famous, wanting to do this as a means of getting online clout and friends, I guess. She began posting raunchy content to Facebook in October of 2012. During this time online, she met a man from West New York who was, quote, famous for eating his poop, unquote, and he gave her the idea to eat the tampon in order to become internet famous herself. She would later go on to create the video and show it to a friend before, who encouraged her to release it, saying that it was indeed funny. After the tampon video had been released, she claimed that the backlash from the online public was so intense that she was immediately taken to a mental hospital and kicked out of school. But with the hate also came 160,000 new followers to her Facebook in those first few days alone. The flood of traffic to her social media pages also resulted in a number of these accounts being hacked and used to impersonate her, or in one instance, used to stage a death hoax. One of these hoaxsters took over her It's Giovanna P Twitter account and said that Giovanna had died a week after publishing the video. Which I think is really funny that a lot of people believe this because, you know, it's like, I mean, eating a tampon is disgusting, but like, you're not gonna fucking die, okay? She died from ligma. Around the time of the Tampon Girl video, fake accounts popped up as well that were made simply to mock her. In April, after the controversy had largely subsided, she posted a video addressing the public, updating them on what she had been doing for the past 3 months. She claims that she didn't make the video to get famous and urged others not to follow in her footsteps by doing shocking things like this, as the consequences were way worse than any benefit that she ever got.
Honestly, I lost so many people. I was kicked out of public school. I was in the hospital. I pretty much was out of it for a long period of time. And best yet, my family was so disgusted and disappointed with me and the whole situation. And at the time, I didn't care because I was so immature and childish, and I just needed something for me to look at to grow up, I guess. I wish I never did the video, had any thoughts about it, let alone even posted it. And to all these fake accounts pretending to be me, could you please stop?
Giovanna then went on to say that she was sorry and had grown up in the last few months.
And I just want to say that I'm sorry to all the people it's offended and to all the celebrities, especially Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Lil Anthony, and Miley Cyrus. I actually look up to you guys, and this account makes it seem like I don't care about anyone, anything, myself.
However, she would upload several more videos afterwards, including a Draw My Life video, which gave much information about her past and personal life.
Something every kid wanted to be was Facebook famous, and if you were Facebook famous, you got tons of friends and likes, and you became popular. Well, that's what we thought, and in all reality is, it's not something you want to be. It's probably one of the worst times I've ever wasted in my life, but I like the attention I was getting, even though it wasn't positive, and I kept it up, but...
Giovanna then talks about several life stories, including one that involved her recently cheating on her boyfriend and revealed where the idea for the tampon video had come from.
This started around late October. Anyway, time passes and we're getting more alone and more likes, and I thought it'd be cool if I had a huge house party and I did, and I got grounded after, but it was so worth it, except for the fact that I cheated on Connie that night with some random dude, and it just was just a bad thing. I met someone who is famous in Western New York for eating his poop, and then we talked about it and got the idea to eat a tampon, and I would become famous. So a couple days after the party, I posted on Facebook, 650 likes, and I'll suck the blood out of my own tampon.
After her Draw My Life video, Giovanna would attempt to continue releasing content, including a room tour and 2 makeup tutorials. However, this transition into a normal content creator didn't last long, and she stopped publishing content shortly after beginning. Several months later, Giovanna would publish what became her final update video regarding the matter. In this, she claims that she got her old Instagram back and was able to return to public school after being deemed psychologically sound enough to do so. She said that she wasn't going to be creating any new videos because she had apparently lost her camera.
So now I'm just gonna be making like YouTube videos off my phone. That's why I like haven't been posting. But other good news is that I got Plow Holla back, the Instagram, and yeah, I don't have Twitter anymore. I got hacked. And then like personal good news is I'm allowed to go back to a normal school. That like makes me really happy because I proved to them that I'm not psychotic and crazy and all this like shit that they were basically saying.
Many years later, as onlookers questioned what became of Tampon Girl, it was discovered that she is active online still. Giovanna has a small following on TikTok where she publishes content regarding her daily life. She seems to be doing quite well for herself based on the lavish lifestyle she appears to be living. The woman also manages an Instagram and OnlyFans account as well. To this day, many still debate over whether the original Tampon Girl video was real in the first place. I mean, after all, she didn't directly show herself pulling out the damn thing, and it's not unreasonable to think that she could have just put food coloring on it. It is important to note that one Twitter account that was at one point associated with Giovanna has claimed that the video was fake, but with this being one of the accounts that was supposedly hacked, it's impossible to say if it was really her that said this, so it'll be one of the many mysteries of the world. Was it a real used tampon? You vote below. Used or not used tampon, it was a foolish stunt by the teenager, and it appears to me that she has learned her lesson with time. Thankfully, this wasn't a life ruiner. In fact, looking back on it, I'm sure she probably thinks the whole situation was quite humorous. In 2011, there was a song published online that you couldn't escape even if you tried your best to. Rebecca Black's Friday music video would be circulated across the platform in March after it was first discovered and posted on the Tosh.0 blog, taking what had been an otherwise obscure one-off song by an unknown high school girl and turning it into a worldwide phenomenon. At a glance, it may resemble any other pop song from the time, you know, the ones popular on YouTube at least. But Friday managed to stand out simply because of how laughably bad many aspects of the production were. The song was nonsensical and repetitive, the music video itself was strange, and many found Rebecca's singing to be subpar. Yet, the song managed to be catchy, and would spread across the internet, getting stuck in the heads of all online listeners who encountered it. At that time in YouTube's history, Friday managed to claim the title of most disliked video on YouTube, with 1.2 million dislikes beating out Justin Bieber's Baby, which held the top spot for similar reasons. But what made this situation especially strange was that Rebecca Black herself was an unknown figure at the time, and her sudden rise to viral infamy was unprecedented in many ways. Peeling back the layers of how this video came into existence, there are several reasons why this happened. Rebecca Black herself was a high school student with a budding interest in music, and sought to create her very own music video in hopes of exploring her abilities in the field. She then learned from a friend that there existed a company known as Arc Music Factory, which for a $4,000 fee would compose a song and create an accompanying music video, which Rebecca decided to do with the help of her parents and classmates who co-starred in the video. Rebecca doubted it would garner much attention and simply wanted to experience working in a professional music setting. The production was spearheaded by Patrice Wilson, a man most known for creating equally low-quality, repetitive music that possessed a certain uncanny touch that could be considered his artistic signature.
So chilling in the front side, in the backseat, I'm driving, cruising, fast lanes, switching lanes with a car by my side.
Because of this, Patrice himself has garnered his own infamous reputation by the likes of online creators like H3H3 Productions. And Patrice wasn't under scrutiny simply because of the quality of his work. What many don't know is that Rebecca Black's Friday music video was originally hosted on the Arc Music Factory YouTube account, and following its early rise to fame, the Arc company refused to hand over the rights to Rebecca, despite being contractually obligated to do so. Patrice Wilson's attorney claimed that the contract they had once had was void, and then he distributed the song in ways they hadn't agreed upon, such as the form of a downloadable ringtone. They even briefly tried to come up with some harebrained scheme of charging viewers $3 to listen to the song on YouTube after realizing how much attention it was getting. This resulted in a legal battle between the company and Rebecca that eventually ended with the video being taken down from the Arc channel and being re-uploaded onto Rebecca's personal channel that she had recently created. Rebecca would then begin posting other content to the same account. It's funny that Rebecca gets so much shit for this song, but you know, Rebecca herself had relatively little involvement in Friday aside from acting as its lead vocalist. But, you know, the story behind the video's creation would take a back seat. And the quality of the song, it was just all projected onto her. She took all the smoke. She was only 13 at the time of the video's virality, and this massive exposure led to an overwhelming amount of negative comments that caused her quite a bit of pain. The infamy that this video created would follow Rebecca throughout her teenage years and leaked into her real life. She was bullied at school. Other kids reportedly threw food at her in the lunchroom, and she received numerous forms of mockery that eventually led to her leaving school entirely and becoming homeschooled. Rebecca was also told around this time that her name had become such a poison in the music industry that no producer would ever want to work with her again. But this isn't what happened. It's important to consider that even with all the backlash, Rebecca Black had managed to acquire fame to such a point that she was nearly a household name, which for a 13-year-old with no previous recognition is certainly an achievement in and of itself. If anything, the fact that it resulted in so much bullying helped make her a sympathetic figure in the eyes of those witnessing the virality from the outside. The whole situation wasn't without its perks. 2 months after the Friday music video was released, she was invited to appear in another music video called Friday Night by none other than Katy Perry. This was Katy Perry's way of sort of sending a message to these online bullies, and I think it was a pretty class move. This was only one of many cameos that Rebecca would make as time went on. Rebecca would continue to release music independently, with the next song being My Moment, which had an accompanying music video as well. Public perception around it was still negative, but many felt her vocal skills had improved, and the song was generally viewed as generic rather than infamously bad, which is a step in the right direction.
This is my moment, my moment.
This song didn't get nearly as much exposure as its catchy and notoriously bad predecessor. Rebecca continued to hone her skills and expand her discography to over 20 songs in the coming years. Slowly but surely, she would shed her infamy and began to establish herself as a legitimate artist in the eyes of the public. She would also move to Los Angeles in an effort to pursue her career further, and established herself as a social media personality through YouTube and Instagram later on. These outlets began to rack up followings, disconnected from the audience that had been drawn in from Friday. In early 2021, she would release her first full album, called Let Her Burn, after a decade of consistently releasing singles and EPs. She says, "Let Her Burn is now yours. My debut album is out everywhere now." Not lying, when I say I've spent about half of my life dreaming of this day, it's almost unreal to wake up and see it finally here. Seeing so many of you listening already and talking about your favorites, I don't know if I'd ever be able to articulate to my 13-year-old self just how sweet this warmth feels. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. While Rebecca certainly has a smaller group of people who pay attention to her these days, it's certainly a group that she does want following her. She gets about 300,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and her music career is growing at a pretty fast pace. Just commenting generally on Rebecca Black's music career, it's one of the most unconventional success stories out there. The song that got her famous was so bad that it turned her into a pariah, and it's likely at the time she thought she would never have a chance in the music industry after blowing it when she was 13. And I think as the internet became more ironic in nature, people started going back and getting nostalgic about it, leading to an opportunity for her to sort of get back into the industry, and that's where we are now, with Rebecca making actually good music.
I know you can resist when my 808 hits. Makes you wanna move to my beat like this.
When YouTube started becoming more popular in the 2010s, you saw the rise of these child star singers. And it's hard to think of a name more infamously despised for a cringe factor than MattyBRaps, a young artist that was bullied relentlessly by the internet for no other reason than him being a kid trying to make a name for himself online. In the late 2010s, after a number of child stars had emerged like Justin Bieber, many other aspiring child musicians attempted to capture the same lightning in a bottle. One such individual was a boy named Matthew Morris, better known online as MattyBRaps. At the age of 5, he expressed an interest in music and began taking dance lessons. But his true introduction to the music scene began after his cousin Charles Marshall Manning moved into the family home and shared his own music with Matty, and showing the young boy how he published his own stuff to YouTube. Matty B's cousin's YouTube channel was called Mars Raps, and it included original songs as well as covers and parodies of other well-known songs. Matty soon grew interested in this content and began taking steps to create it himself, with Mars acting as his producer. The two set up a channel for Matty, borrowing the name scheme from the Mars channel, and called it MattyBRaps. At the time, Matty was just 7 years old and marketed himself by making covers of popular songs with his age acting as a gimmick to, separate himself from the original. The first of Matty's covers being 7-year-old Rap's Justin Bieber, Eeny Meeny.
I don't know how these lames cope, but Matty B don't get down like that. There ain't never been another me, no other Matty B, none of my age with the flow this cold, see? I'm only 7 years old, but I ain't got time for you can't. You'd have made a mistake if you think that I'm down for your heartbreak. Girl, you must be tripping. I got a whole group around for my back, but I hope I don't someone say your name when I'm ripping. Please don't waste my time.
Although he would slowly move away from this cover formula in favor of original material as his career matured. This young boy's formula would prove successful on YouTube, and before long, Matty would receive attention from mainstream sources, with him being invited to appear on TV shows like The Today Show, Dr. Phil, and The Wendy Williams Show.
Matty B is look how cute he is. He's a little rap singer.
Of course he is.
And you like singing rap, but you think rap doesn't have to always be kind of nasty. It can be nice and clean, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He sings all
Yes, ma'am, he said. Did you hear that?
What are you going to sing for us?
Ice Ice Baby.
Yo, Vanilla, take it for me one time, boy.
Oh yeah! Yo, VIP! Right, stop. Separate and listen. Ice back, my brand new invention.
In 2013, some of Matty B's music would even chart on Billboard, with one of his songs beating out a Britney Spears release. With time, he garnered a sizable following, which primarily consisted of young girls that were around his age. But also in a similar fashion to Justin Bieber, Matty would also experience quite a bit of negative attention from an entirely older demographic, as one might expect a child performing mature covers of adult songs, that are written from an adult perspective. It leads to some humorous and oftentimes awkward results.
I was old enough to be your boyfriend. I never let you go. I keep you on my arm, girl. You'll never be alone. And I could be a gentleman, treat you how you want. Say if I was your boyfriend, I never let you go.
In 2016, the YouTube commentary community had solidified itself as a popular genre, one of the biggest in fact. Many creators in this group would discuss cringe content, and children were often the subject of these videos. That's how Matty B's content soon found its way onto the radar of Ethan of the H3H3 Productions YouTube channel. H3 would quickly make a video discussing him. Klein's coverage of the topic came in the form of a reaction video to MattyB's cover of the Biggie Smalls song Juicy. This video involves Ethan basically roasting this child while he's gallivanting around Jerusalem.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, player.
You put on your idol.
What is this? What is this? Stop it.
The video itself was fairly tame and didn't initially have any negative blowback for Matty. That said, the following year, MattyB would be spotlighted by several large YouTube commentators, including Pyrocynical, Leafy is Here, etc. You know where this is going.
Yo, all I know is living my life like a
It fucking hurts. It hurts. I should have just fucking ran out my window and dolphin dived onto the cement. This is not a painless death. This hurts. It's hurting every inch of my body. It feels like I have mega ultimate arthritis.
LA, Atlanta, up to NYC. I'm throwing block parties bigger than Puff Daddy.
I'm throwing block parties bigger than Puff Daddy. MattyB, I don't want to be a hater, but I don't think so, dude. Puff Daddy, better known as P. Diddy, is worth $700 million, okay? Again, not trying to be a hater, but I don't think you're topping that, dude. But hey, dude, what do I know? I'm just some YouTuber that's out of ideas, smells like Doritos, looks like a pine cone. I mean, I just got nothing. Yo, is this person retarded? I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, I really can't tell.
This time, MattyB himself would respond, this being issued on July 15th. This is the guy roasting everyone on YouTube? This tweet was soon deleted. Sometime afterwards, Ethan Klein of H3 would receive a copyright takedown request from Matty on the grounds that his reaction video was infringing. This seems to have been explained by the fact that Matty had deleted the original music video alongside many of his other covers and attempted to manually claim segments from them featured in other videos, seemingly in response to the backlash that he was getting after becoming the focus of these, commentary channel videos. Some of Leafy's videos were also hit with copyright as well. This claim attempt was soon reported on by Keemstar of Drama Alert.
And speaking about saving videos, you might want to save this video from H3H3 because it might be gone. H3H3 tweeted out, MattyBRaps wants us to remove our reaction video because he thinks it isn't fair use. What do you guys think? Now, what's strange about this is his reaction to MattyBRaps has been up for like about a year, and it has over 3 million views. Kind of strange that MattyBRaps wants it to go down now.
Unfortunately for MattyB, his attempt to take down Ethan's video in particular only fueled the fires against him. In light of this, the next day, MattyB would take to Twitter and post, quote, "Spread love, not hate. Love you guys." A week later, Matty would tweet out that he had been sent to the principal's office and was grounded from the internet, even going as far as releasing a t-shirt based off of this. I guess him, trying to take a stance against bullying. This hilarious development would, of course, be covered by Drama Alert. Matty was bullied and mocked by the teenagers and young adults that comprise the YouTube commentary sphere for some time, but eventually these creators and their fans got bored and moved on to their next target. And in light of this, Matty would become talked about less and less, to the point where he wasn't really discussed at all and people just kind of forgot he ever existed. Which has led many in recent times to ask the question, what became of MattyBRaps? It seemed that with enough time and avoiding engaging with his staunch critics, Matty would go on to continue a successful music career unaffected by the past events. With time, he would stray further and further from his roots as a cover artist and would establish himself using original material and songs, eventually aging out of the cringy kid stereotype that many viewed him as during his early years.
MattyB, age 16, because he's grown up on the internet, so we should have it all. MattyB, age 16. There you go.
You can't just let it slide.
Whoa,
please?
he got arrested? People can't believe what MattyB looks like 12 years after going viral? No shot, that's him. Okay, he's grown up.
All right, y'all keep saying I look like Billy.
Oh, he's jacked, too.
Dude,
he looks like iDubbbz right there.
He does look like Billy from Stranger Things, kind of.
Oh, shit. He's not as handsome, though, right?
Stop!
What?
They're both handsome.
What are you worried about? Matty B, who's been fawned over his whole life? You're worried about him being insecure?
Despite what you might expect, Matty B's YouTube channel remains active and is quite popular to this very day. In what appears to be a means to continue appealing to a younger audience, Matty has brought in a new cast of kids to appear in his content, several of which often portray his past self in music videos. The real Matty B still appears intermittently and releases his own content regularly to this very day. He still pulls in about 50,000 monthly listeners and has a strong TikTok following. Matty's story shows that if you just don't engage with the detractors, oftentimes it's for the best.
Message to all y'all broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay.
In late 2017, an Instagram user known as Lil Tay manifested into the online landscape, and they started growing fast. The young girl would publish content showing herself wearing designer clothing and sitting in expensive cars. She claimed to only have been 9.
Message to all y'all broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all fucking haters hate me, bitch. This shit cost me $200,000. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car, bitch. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Lil Tay said that she was the youngest flexer of the century and that she was a child millionaire with at least 10 different cars.
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all broke ass haters. This female kitchen is bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4 more houses. Y'all haters are already older than me, but y'all still talking shit. I'm a 9-year-old millionaire, and I be smoking dope.
Her introduction to the greater online world would come after she was discovered thanks to a reaction video published by Ricegum, who posted very similar wealth-based flexing content. This kickstarted her introduction to online drama, and Lil Tay would soon respond in her own video, which Ricegum would then respond to in kind.
This girl has a past of getting really peppy and sassy with me, and I don't have a good feeling about this. Let's just see what she has to say.
He dropped a video on me, so today we be reacting to that shit.
Hey guys, it's me again, and today we'll be talking. Okay, hold on. Something is not adding up because you're telling me this girl is 9 years old, and she's not even doing your standard reaction video because what I'm doing is your standard reaction video. She has a whole green screen, reaction video set up like she's trying to be fancy, and she's making me look bad. Can I have $10,000?
$10,000? Bitch, I have $100,000 on my wrist. $10,000 ain't nothing, you broke ass.
Many found it especially strange that she had seemingly popped up out of nowhere with high production quality videos that would, likely have required a bit of know-how that was uncommon for a 9-year-old to have. Like, I could barely crank out a fucking Hotel Mario YouTube poop when I was 9 years old. It was pretty obvious that her family most likely had connections or was involved, but the exact arrangement was unclear. With time, she would continue to get into various controversies. One notable one from the early portion of Lil Tay's career is when she went viral after TMZ filmed her smack talking at a possibly staged confrontation between Danielle Bregoli and Woah Vicky, who Lil Tay was said to have been. Lil Tay's involvement in this matter led to substantial exposure for her social media presence, which rocketed her from 250,000 followers to 1.2 million followers within 2 weeks of the incident going viral. This led to her catching the attention of many established names on YouTube, including Jake Paul, and led to a collaboration between the two, largely to get to the bottom of what was really going on behind the rich front that she was putting up.
How did your career start?
Nothing started. I was born the youngest flexer, okay? I'm flexing on these bitches, rice gum.
In May of 2018, Lil Tay had become so infamous online that her parents started to fall under scrutiny, with folks saying they were exploiting their kid for money. Also that they were, coercing her to say all these ridiculous things. Some transparency from the family would be given around this time as Tay and her mother, Angela, would appear for an interview on Good Morning America. And this appearance was the first turning point in the Lil Tay story, as folks really started raising eyebrows at what was going on behind the scenes here.
How would you respond to critics who would say, oh, you're just going to try to profit off your daughter now?
No one's forcing me to do this. That's not true that she wants to make money off of me.
In the interview, Tay continued to claim that she was the only one in charge of her social media presence and that she was a Harvard dropout, although when she was asked what city Harvard was in, she said that she couldn't remember.
And what about those homes she claims to own? GMA talked to Mom Angie's former boss at a Vancouver real estate firm, who told us Lil Tay filmed using his car and some of his properties for sale, all without his approval.
I didn't shoot in anyone else's house.
You didn't shoot in anyone else's house? Just like...
No one has proof that I did.
And who's behind the shocking content on Lil Tay's social media accounts?
My mom doesn't run social media. I use my own Instagram.
As for her schooling...
I'm a Harvard dropout.
What city is Harvard in?
I kind of forgot because I haven't been there in a long time.
Mom says she's going to be homeschooled and has picked up at least one sponsor, with more, she says, in the works.
When asked about the backlash from her critics, her mother said that they just chose to ignore him.
What's your reaction to all of the haters who are basically online bullying your daughter?
We choose just not ignore them. She has a passion and a dream.
Around the same time, Keemstar would go on to publicize a recording of Lil Tay being coached on what to say in her videos by her 16-year-old half-brother Jason, proving definitively that she was not acting independent of her family in regard to her online presence.
No, wait. Go back and say like, no, you broke ass bitch. You still, you out here, out here like with your irrelevant ass. You making a video on me? Like, bitch, I'm way more irrelevant than you. You're trying to be relevant and you're trying to be like me.
Mommy, stop! I was filming!
Tay's half-brother was the brainchild behind much of what Lil Tay said, and around this time, Tay was actually being managed by a professional talent manager, an individual by the name of Diomi Cordero. Tay herself had very little involvement in her own online presence outside of appearing in the videos. This was to the extent where Tay wasn't even present for meetings regarding the account or there to sign contracts, making it unclear for even how much of this was legal. Like, was the family exploiting Lil Tay? Around this time, others that knew Tay personally, individuals like Whoa Vicky, would come forward and confirm the rumors surrounding her brother's involvement. With seemingly no explanation, the Lil Tay Instagram was wiped clean on June 3rd, and 3 weeks later, a disturbing post reading simply, "Help me," appeared on the Lil Tay page with little context. Given that the entire personality had been faked, many were skeptical of how to interpret this otherwise worrying post. The removal of the content, however, would eventually be explained as being the action of Tay's supposed manager, Diomi Cordero.
The only reason she disappeared from social media was because her parents are actually having a custody battle.
The family appeared to be in turmoil, caught in some disagreement about where to take their daughter's career from that point on. Her mother, Angela, wished to continue the social media presence in the direction that they had already started, while her father suggested going in a professional direction, using her connections to pursue a music career instead. Apparently, the family was unable to reach a resolution here, and Tay's father would file a court order which requested her to return to her home city of Vancouver, British Columbia, and it also ordered the ceasing of all Lil Tay content until some kind of compromise could be found. As for the "help me" text on Instagram, this was suddenly expanded upon 6 months after her disappearance, when a series of posts were made by Tay's half-brother Jason, alleging that her father was abusive. Jason claimed that the father wished to remove her from social media in order to stop his actions from becoming widely known. Let me reveal the truth that millions of people have been asking about for months. This was Lil Tay the last time she was happy. 2 hours before Christopher John Hope, her abusive absentee father, we'll go further into details in the next post, who hasn't been in her life for years, handed her a court order forcing her to go to his home in Canada, in which she was constantly abused by Hope and his wife. He banned her off social media because he was afraid that she would expose the truth to the world, the truth of what he has done and hasn't been punished for. For the past few months, he has been trying to destroy Tay and her mother's life for his own financial gain. I am someone who previously worked with Tay and have seen everything unfold since the beginning. One of these now deleted posts included an attached video of Tay crying upon being shown the court order to return to Vancouver with her father, and her brother urged viewers to donate to the GoFundMe to raise money for her legal fees, since her father had apparently taken all the family's money to fight these claims. This was the moment in 2018 my mom showed Tay the court order from her abusive father demanding custody, money, and control over her career. Starting today, she will be fighting for her life in the Supreme Court of Canada. Tay has no money left to pay lawyers for fighting for her freedom. Her father has stolen everything from her. She has been physically and mentally abused by her father and his current wife. Please visit the link in the bio for the full story in the GoFundMe and donate and share. Your donation will go towards Tay's legal fees, giving her a fighting chance at freedom in court. You are Tay's last hope in saving her from a life of abuse. Haters and fans of Lil Tay were shocked by this sudden development, and the project soon raised over $17,000. The GoFundMe alleges that Lil Tay's father sent her to a school with expired food, gave her tattered shoes to wear, and physically abused her several times on top of owing $400,000 in back child support after not having been in her life for 5 years. While many were sympathetic, others were skeptical of these claims. The images provided as evidence weren't exactly conclusive proof of the alleged actions, and given her brother's past, many were quick to cast doubt on these extreme claims. Today, all posts referencing this GoFundMe project on Lil Tay's account and the linked evidence on the GoFundMe itself have since been deleted, curiously. Additionally, Instagram posts from Lil Tay claiming abuse were later explained away as being the result of her account being hacked, although Lil Tay's former manager had a different story to tell.
The truth is, her brother was the creator of the character when they first started. He just lost control of it. And so before he left, he actually told a bunch of us that he was going to accuse her dad of abusing her.
Several months later, Lil Tay's brother recorded a video of her father arriving at their house to drop off his settlement proposal.
You haven't been in her life for years and now you show up? And now you want to use her career as blackmail to waive your child support expenses? How can you even explain this? And then you go on to manipulate the press to look like the hero parent.
Have a good day. When her father was asked to comment on the scenario, he linked to the YouTube interview with Lil Tay's former manager. Sometime later, the Lil Tay account would post the official affidavit outlining their abuse allegations. These allegations included Lil Tay having her foot slammed in a door, or an instance where Lil Tay burned herself while attempting to cook for herself. When all these instances occurred, she was being looked after by the sister of her father. The only allegation that's directly related to the father were allegations that the dad showed Lil Tay inappropriate horror movies and also made claims of infidelity regarding the man. The publishing of this affidavit was followed by a gap of nearly 2.5 years of activity on the Lil Tay account. Then, quite suddenly, on August 9th of 2023, a post would be issued to it saying that Lil Tay and her brother had in fact died of causes that were still under investigation. Yes, it said that Lil Tay was dead. This mysterious turn of events suddenly sparked discussion in the community about what could have led to the sudden development. Given everything that had happened with Lil Tay over the years, it seemed likely to have been another faked incident. However, upon being approached by the press, her father oddly stated that he could neither confirm nor deny whether his daughter was alive. By this point, it was still assumed that she was under his custody, so the idea of him not having a concrete answer seemed to suggest things weren't as simple and peachy as they appeared. Many at the time considered this to be yet another publicity stunt, and folks speculated that her father may have even been in on it. Curiously, around the time of this announcement, it was discovered that a cryptocurrency called Lil Tay token had been created, which lent to the idea that this could have been a scam or some sort of hoax to hype up the crypto. Unsurprisingly, Lil Tay was not dead. Tay herself would come forward to TMZ soon after this and address the death rumor, proving that she was still alive and attributing the death hoax on her Instagram to the work of a hacker. Then, quite suddenly, on August 18th, an image was posted to the Lil Tay Instagram account, which was stated to be the outcome of the court case. This included her father Chris paying $275,000 of unpaid child support to Lil Tay, as well as giving her mother control of her activities and allowing her to return to her residence. Although, despite this lining up with some of the original claims of him being an absentee father, there was no mention of the abuse. Due to this, it seemed only natural that after being returned to the custody of her mother, Tay would soon return to her social media platform, and that's exactly what would happen. On September 30th, the Instagram account posted a teaser video, while at the same time, her YouTube channel became active again, posting a new Lil Tay music video called Sucker for Green. Lil Tay was back in full force, and it seemed like now she had full control of everything. After emerging from this apparent legal battle with her father, Lil Tay would come forward with her side of the custody battle story. Lil Tay stated that the man once thought to be her old manager had not been affiliated with her at all and was simply a stand-in working with her father to spread the false rumor that her half-brother had been attempting to spread abuse allegations. Tay alleged that all the other allegations previously mentioned in court documents posted to the Instagram page were true, and that he had been abusive for each of the aforementioned reasons.
And in fact, physical abuse of me was so common in this household that her son caught onto it, and he was doing it to me too, and they would just egg him on. They forced me to watch many horror movies when I was in their house. One of them was Bride of Chucky, and when they put it on, I couldn't get out of the room, and I was literally sobbing.
These factors were possibly the reason why she had returned to her mother's custody after the legal battle. Though generally speaking, women do get custody of their kids in these proceedings. Now at this point, we're at the present day with Lil Tay. She continues to post content to all of her social media pages, as well as a newer TikTok account that she created. Though the drama seems never ending with this creator, as she would upload a video mysteriously titled "This Must End" very recently. It's a video that shows police officers in someone's yard, implying that perhaps her legal conflict has not concluded yet. Whatever the case though, it seems that Lil Tay now has control over her social media empire, or at least her mother does, who appears to be somewhat more sympathetic to her online goals. We'll have to see where the Lil Tay story goes from here. And well, you've made it to the end. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comments section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.